Welcome to our training of Form Simplicity, a service of the Florida Realtors. Today, we're going to cover how to use Form Simplicity, our transaction management system for realtors here in South Florida. Let's go ahead and begin by accessing Form Simplicity. As you can see, I am logged into the homepage. Those of you that are Miami members can always log into Form Simplicity by logging into your Miami gateway and selecting Form Simplicity. Or from inside the MLS, you can also access Form Simplicity from a listing by looking for the FS symbol that's above the listing image. Going back into Form Simplicity, folks, you can purchase the electronic signature from Form Simplicity, the eSign feature, for only about $84 a year, and that's going to give you access to the unlimited edition, which gives you unlimited storage and unlimited e-signing. All right, so it's a one charge per year of about $84, and you'll have access to unlimited e-signing through Form Simplicity. Just makes your transaction so much easier having your customers sign electronically from their mobile devices, their tablets, or even their computers. All right, so inside of Form Simplicity, guys, this is your homepage. You can always check your preferences by going up to the upper right corner, clicking on preferences, and you can go through your account information. You can also go through your general settings, your email notification, your e-sign preferences and templates, security systems or security settings, and integrations. All right, we're going to go ahead and click on home. And if you guys want more help on Form Simplicity, you can always click on the help section up above. At the very top, you have transactions. This is where you're going to see all of your transactions. You also have blank forms where you're going to see all of your blank forms from the Miami Realtors, also the blank forms from the Florida Realtors. And you're going to see your packages as well as your broker packages. All right, so I have the broker edition. So I have the broker dashboard. Those of you that are brokers, you're able to check on all of your agents and see what they're doing inside of their transactions. And then you have your own files, you have contacts, and you have templates. All right, so let's go ahead and get started inside of the blank forms. This is very simple. We're going to click on blank forms. And if you wanted to pull up a form from the Florida Realtors, you are going to select Florida, and that's going to open up the folder in alphabetical order. All right, so it begins with the first form, which is an addendum to a contract. Now, if you wanted to find a form really quickly, you can go to the search bar on the upper right corner. And let's say you wanted to look for a listing agreement. You're just going to spell out the word listing. You're going to hit enter. And here you're going to see all of the listing agreements that are from the Florida Realtors. Here we have the exclusive right of sale listing agreement transaction broker. All right, we'll be using that one. You also have the single agent. You have the no brokerage. You have up here an exclusive brokerage listing agreement as well. All right, so you have everything that contains the word listing. If you're looking for, say, a lead base, you're going to type in the word lead, and here we have the lead-based paint disclosure. All right, so you just open up the form and you can see the form in side of Form Simplicity. All right, and you'll be able to just come in here and fill this out if you like. You can print it, you can save it, and you can download it to your computer. All right, we're going to go ahead and close this out by clicking on close. We're not going to save this form to any transaction. All right, you can also check on the left-hand side the form, and you can click on print. If you like to print it, you can email it directly from Form Simplicity, or you can download a PDF to your computer. When you select download, there is an option here that says disabling editing. All right, so disables the editing portion. If you like to be able to edit the form inside of your computer, then you would need to uncheck this, and it's going to open the PDF file, allowing people to edit the file. Otherwise, when you download this form with this checked, then the PDF cannot be edited, can only be shared or printed. All right, this is your blank forms, guys. This is usually where you will go and you will search for a form. Now, we're going to go ahead and click on Forms Packages, and what you're going to see on my screen are my broker packages, and then you're going to see your own packages. So right here we have what's called broker-wide packages. So if your broker has set up packages for you, here they are. So for example, there's a package here for purchase contract as is. We're going to go ahead and click there, and it's going to open up all the different agreements and documents that are selected by our broker. You as an agent, you're not able to edit any of these. You're only able to use these for a transaction. So by selecting as is, I am able to come here and click on create a transaction from this package, allowing me to begin working with this form. Or you can select all of them and then again, click on create a transaction from this package, and it's going to include all of these forms inside of your transaction. All right, I don't recommend that you select all of them. I recommend you select the ones that you need. Right underneath, you do have files. So if there's any files that are added or required by your broker, they should be down here underneath files. These are for your broker packages. Now, guys, if you want to create your own package, you can most definitely do so. I'm going to go ahead and click on Forms Packages again right here. And notice right here, you have an option that says create a new package. And you guys can do this very simply by giving it a name. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a name, listing agreement. All right, we're going to go ahead and put in here listing agreement. We're going to click on create forms packages. And now underneath our broker packages, you'll see a different section that says personal package. All right, let's take a look here, personal. All right, and then we do have the listing agreement package in there. Now, when you click there, you're going to want to add the forms that you will need in a listing scenario. All right, and all you need to do is you're going to click here where it says add blank forms. And then once again, from the Florida library, we're going to go and look for the listing agreement. Okay, and we're going to drop in here the transaction broker listing agreement. We're going to click on add to package. That's one form. Let's continue doing this by clicking on add blank forms. And then this time we're going to put in the seller. All right, just type in the word seller, and we want to put in the seller property disclosure residential. All right, so there's the real property disclosure for the seller. We're going to drop that one in there as well. And as you can imagine, you're going to continue to add all the different required forms when you're obtaining a listing. All right, things like the lead-based pamphlet. All right, you're gonna come here, and once again, you want to type in the word lead, and you're gonna see here the pamphlet. All right, lead-based info pamphlet here. You also have the lead-based paint statement for rental housing, and then you have the one when you are purchasing a contract. You have purchasing a property, sorry, the lead-based paint disclosure. Otherwise, we're just gonna go ahead and click on add to package, and there's our pamphlet as well. All right, that's my way of creating a package. Again, package is just a way to organize our forms. So when we are working a transaction, we can just go and choose our package, and we can continue with our transaction without having to look for forms one by one. All right, you guys can delete your own packages. You can download your entire package. You can print it or email it. Once again, when you go to your forms packages, you are not able to edit your broker packages. You're not able to do anything pretty much. You can only create a transaction from the selected package. All right, guys, that is your packages. And then over here, you have clauses as well. So if your broker has created any clauses, you'll see them under broker-wide clauses. If you create your own clauses that you can add to any additional term section of any agreement, you'll have it under personal clauses. And then we do have a statewide clause here. This is a test statewide clause. So I guess state of Florida or Florida Realtors is experimenting with a statewide clause here. To create a clause is very simple. Click on the upper left corner where it says create a new clause. Give it a name. What is the content of your clause? And then make sure that you select personal clause and then click on save new clause. All right, and that is how you create your clauses. Now let's go ahead and click on create, or sorry, let's go ahead and create on transactions. And from here, you can always start a new transaction by selecting start a new transaction right here. All right, you can also start a transaction directly from the MLS. If you find the FS symbol above the image from Matrix, you can always click there and you will also begin a new transaction. So you can do it one or the other. If you do it directly from inside of Form Simplicity, then you'll need the MLS number in order to import all the data. So my preferred way is actually going over here to the MLS, of course, and then clicking on Form Simplicity. That's going to import all the data directly into our Form Simplicity application and allowing us to begin the transaction right away. So follow me on these steps. It's pretty simple. Right here, we have the listing price at $2 million and $2,048,000. All right, then right here, we're going to drop in the seller's name. All right, so we're going to go and look for our seller using IMAP. All right, so I'm going to go back over here to the MLS. You can open up any public record. I'm going to open up IMAP right here, that symbol with the I. That's going to open up IMAP, and our seller's name is Mako France. So let's come back over here and let's put in here Mako France. Okay, that would be the seller's name. Of course, the seller is not my customer. I represent the buyer in this case, so we're not going to enter any other information for the seller. Here you have the listing agent and the listing brokerage. Next up is the purchase price. So let's say my buyer is going to make a $1,800,000 offer. So we're going to go ahead and offer $1,800,000. All right, let's make sure we have this correctly. We do. All right. And then next up is we put in our buyer's name. So let's go ahead and put in a buyer by the name of Michael Jordan. Some of you know who that is, right? Famous basketball player. Anyways, that's my client for today, Michael Jordan. And then over here, you will have your information and your brokerage information. Lastly, you're going to click on the save button, which is on the lower left corner, save to a transaction. And then it is time to name your transaction. So right over here, we're going to go ahead and say same as the address. So 650 Alcazar Avenue. And I'm also going to put in a little dash here and put in my customer's name. Now, guys, this is just optional. You can pretty much name the transaction however you'd like. All right. And then you have property type. This is a residential property. All right. And then your transaction type, we have listing and purchase, and lease rentals. If you're only representing a seller, then you select listing. If you represent the buyer only, then you select purchase. If you are lucky enough to represent both sides, you're going to select listing and purchase. And then if you are running a rental transaction, then you're going to select lease rental. Let's go ahead and select purchase, and then let's click on save to a new transaction. So now the system is going to open up your transaction. Okay, you can always click on show more data if you like to show more data here. And you can always enter some information like who's got the escrow, who's holding earnest money, things of that nature. Right here, you also have a broker review, and your broker will be able to review your checklist. You can add a review checklist. And then over here, we have our forms and files. And then down here, we have our transaction participants. So who are our transaction participants? We have the selling broker, the selling agent. We have our broker, and we have our name right here. And that's the only people right now participating. So at this moment, if you'd like to add Michael Jordan, well, actually, Michael Jordan is here. If you see him, he's right there. Okay. You can always add more buyer parties. You can add seller parties. You can add service providers such as lenders, title companies, etc. Down here, you also have tasks. You have eSign sessions. You have collaboration. You have notes, email history, and history. All right. So all that is by pressing on show more data. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some forms from our package. So you got add blank forms. That's going to open up your Florida Realtor library. Or we're going to go ahead and select add forms package. And it's very simple, guys. My broker does have a purchase contract as is package here. And we're going to go ahead and deselect all these forms. We don't really want all these forms. We're going to select the as is contract for sale and purchase. We're going to also select the lead base paint disclosure. All right. Remember, if the house was built before 1978, this is a requirement of your contract, and you do need to get it initialed by your buyers and the sellers as well. All right, then underneath that, there are some others. I always like to add an addendum just in case I need it, and it'll be inside of my file. All right, so you have that. And then, of course, if you are purchasing a condo, then you're going to need the condominium rider. You're going to also need the receipt of condominium documents. All right, in this case, it's a single family home. Then over here, we have conveyance to a foreign buyer's addendum. You're going to go ahead and add that as well. And anything else that you think you need, you're going to add. All right, we're going to go ahead and also add the two forms that are required by my brokerage. And then we're going to click on add to transaction. We click on continue adding forms package to a transaction. And there you go. Now we have our necessary forms. All right, let's say that you were doing an appraisal contingency. All right, and you wanted to add an appraisal contingency. Well, you're going to come over here, right? You're going to add a blank form. And then right over here in search forms, we're going to go ahead and search for an appraisal contingency. All right, you're going to put here and you have your appraisal contingency right there for your FAR bar. All right, and there's the one for the CRSP, contract residential sale and purchase. So which one do we need? We need the one for the FAR bar. So it's this one right here. We're going to go ahead and select add to transaction. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and open up our forms, guys. This is our contract for sale and purchase. Once again, I'm not here to teach you how to fill out your form. I'm simply here to teach you how to use form simplicity. All right, so some of the information has already been populated. It's we're purchasing it for $1.8 million. Let's say that we're gonna give say $20,000 as an initial deposit. Initial deposit needs to be available within 3 days. You're going to put in here the name of the escrow agency. Let's go ahead and put in ABC Escrow. And then any additional deposit, let's go ahead and complete our additional deposit with a total amount of $180,000. All right, so $180,000 will be our initial deposit, or sorry, our second deposit. All right, so we have over here, we're purchasing for $1.8 million. We're giving $200,000 of a deposit. And then how much are you financing? All right, so let's make a quick calculation here, guys. I'm going to open up my calculator, right? And we have $1.6 million left. And we're going to go ahead and say we want to finance $1.8 million. Should have done this math before, huh? Let's do something here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're financing 20%, 80%, right? We're financing 80%. And in reality, what we need is 160,000 in cash to close. So that's going to be a total of $360,000, right? 180 plus 180 is 360. 360 is 20% of $1,800,000. So the calculation is done correctly for you once you put in the amount that you're financing. Don't forget to enter the date in which the additional deposit will be delivered. Right here, we say 12. If you leave it blank, it's going to default to 10. All right, once again, you're going to come over here in the line number 45, enter the date that your offer should be accepted. Normally, it's like 3 business days. And then your closing date, once again, you're going to enter a closing date. All right, and I'm just going to go to like, let's say April 17th of 2024. Again, I'm not trying to show you how to fill out an as-is contract. I'm just showing you how to use Form Simplicity. So I'm not really going to enter anything else here. If this is conventional, you're going to select conventional. If it's FHA, you select FHA. All right, pay attention to the inspection period as well. So we have down here our inspection period of 10 days. All right, we have our inspection period of 10 days. Make sure that you perform the inspection and you have 10 days in which you can cancel the contract during that time. All right, we're gonna drop all the way down to the bottom, guys. The additional terms, if you're using your broker package, then it should be pre-filled, and then you can write more additional terms as needed. And then also make sure that if you are going to include an appraisal contingency, you're going to select appraisal contingency. You're going to select here the seller's property disclosure. If you're going to include a conveyance to foreign buyers, you can do that as well. If you're going to do a condo rider, anything that you're going to include with your contract, you're going to select here and then you're going to include it. So for example, I'm just going to include the lead base paint disclosure. All right, let's just include that one. And then we are finished. We are finished. We're going to go ahead and click on save. Next up is that we're going to come here. We're going to click on the little X and we're going to just make sure that our lead base has the information that we need. Here's the paint disclosure. We're going to open that up. And there is Michael France. There's Michael Jordan. There's the property address. We need our buyer's initials, our seller's initials. You're going to check either line A or line B or both. All right. So yeah, you're going to come here and you're going to say we got line A. All right. And line B. And then let's go and finish this off. All right. So once again, click on save, close it out. Now, guys, you have options from here. If you're going to do this in person with your buyer, you're going to want to select the forms and you're going to want to click on download. Download will obviously create a file in your computer in which you can then attach to an email, send it via email, print it, have your buyer sign it manually. Okay. You can also email it from inside of Form Simplicity by selecting email. That's going to go ahead and allow you to enter an email address, put in here the subject and a message, and then clicking on send. So that would be sending it directly through Form Simplicity by email. Of course, if you want to print it, you can always click on print. There is an option to fax here. If you like to use fax, you can always fax it directly from inside of Form Simplicity. Now, my favorite feature to use, of course, is the e-signing. So right here we have e-sign, and I'm going to show you now how to send these forms to your customer through e-sign. It's very, very simple. Let's go ahead and click on e-sign. All right, oops, let's go ahead and select the forms we want to e-sign, right? Let's click on e-sign now. And then here are my participants, right? We have selling agent, we have selling broker, and we have yourself. All right. None of us are really signing these documents. So we don't really need us there, but let's just leave us there because you never know if we need a document that we need to sign. We already have our names in there. Let's go ahead and click on create a new session. Now, folks, pay attention to your pop-up blocker. Those of you using Google Chrome like I am, sometimes you're going to get where the additional window was blocked, and that's exactly what happened here. All right, so it says if the additional window does not open up, then just go ahead and click here. That's going to open up your eSign session. All right, so who is your buyer? All right, my buyer's not here. All right, so we need to come here and we need to add Michael Jordan. All right, we need to add Michael and Jordan right here. And we're going to put in Michael's email address. Of course, I am practicing with myself, so everything you're going to see is as if I were the buyer. We're going to click on add signer, and now buyer number one is Michael Jordan. Again, if you have two buyers, then you're going to put in the secondary buyer, their email address, and click on add signer. every individual signer must have their own email address. Okay, very important. All right, let's go ahead and click on next and click on yes. We're going to give this session a title. I'm just going to go ahead and say, please sign contract. And you know what? For the message, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste, right? You know, we're being a little lazy here. But of course, you want to give instructions to Michael to please sign the purchase contract. Let's just put in here. Please sign the purchase contract. Okay, very simple instructions. All right. So we have our signers that are part of this signing session. And who is signing? We got here Michael. Michael is going to be a signer. We have all of these participants are also signers. You do have one last opportunity down here to add more people to this transaction or this eSign session by clicking on this little blue button there and then coming down here and clicking on add recipients. Otherwise, what you're going to see here is everyone that you've used in your signing sessions previously. Sort of like an address book. All right. You can set an expiration date for your eSign sessions. You can also set reminders. We're going to go ahead and click on next. So here we have the contract. Guys, I want you to notice that every single field where an initials belongs to Michael will be labeled. So you don't really have to prepare. It's all there. It's ready to go. If you, in the event that you did enter a secondary buyer, then you'll have the secondary buyer initials here. Guys, on the left-hand side, you have the ability to add text. All right, so you can add to this contract. You can do strike-throughs. Let's go ahead and practice real quick here. I'm gonna grab a strike-through and I'm gonna go ahead and strike through a line like this, right? You can stretch this out and you can strike through a line. You can also drop initial fields here. You're gonna say, all right, I need initial fields. And all you need to do is just drop it right here. And who's going to initial this, right? I need Robert to initial it. So let's close that out. All right, I need Robert to initial it. That would be me, of course, right? And then there you go. And you can do that all over the transaction, the form. At the very end, you will have your signature field, your date field, and then of course, here's the lead base. All right, when you're done, you're just gonna go ahead and click on the blue button in the upper right corner that says send. And it says you have some recipients that have not, no tags given. Do you want to remove them and send a session? All right, so what does that mean? That means that the listing agent and listing brokerage, all right, are in the session. However, they have not been tagged on this form. You know, they don't really need to sign it. I don't really want to send this over to a listing agent, but on the lead base does require the listing agent to sign it. I just don't want to send it to them by mistake. So let's go ahead and click on confirm. We want to remove them from the session and send this. All right. So it has now been sent. Let me go over to my email here and let me show you real quick. All right, here's the email that Michael is going to receive, your client, your buyer is going to receive. Please sign contract. And it says, please sign the purchase contract. Your buyer can sign this from their computer, their tablet, or their mobile device simply by clicking on review and sign. And when they do this, they're gonna agree to the terms right here, and they're gonna click on start signing. They can review the entire document before adding their signatures. And then when they're ready, they're going to click on start on the upper left corner. And it's just going to take them through every initials field. All right, so right there, next up, that's Robert. Robert just initialed the only one he needed to initial. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh here. All right, and then you have here the secondary person, which would be Michael. All right, Michael now needs to sign this. Oops, sorry, that's not it. This is it confuses me because obviously I am Michael and I am Robert in this case, so it's sending me duplicate emails. All right, so let's refresh this one more time. All right, so where'd it go? Signing session. Okay, signing session. We need Michael to send this to receive this now. All right, so now we move over here to the email. This is the email that your customer, Michael Jordan, is going to receive. They're going to go ahead and click on review and sign. All right, they're going to agree to the terms here. They're going to click on start signing. And as you can see, the agent has already initialed where they needed to initial. And now Michael's going to start signing his document. So they're going to come here, they're going to click, it says MJ, and they're going to go through every page, making sure every initial is marked. All right, it's going to take a while. This form has like 12 pages. So we're going to go ahead and put in here all of our initials. Very simple process. They can do it from their mobile device, their tablet, or their PC. Here comes the signature. Here comes the date. And then the initials here on the lead base. Initials, initials, initials. Next is going to be the buyer signature, the buyer date. And I think we're finished, right? It says, would you like to complete your signing ceremony? They're going to go ahead and click on yes. Now the buying agent, which is you've already signed it, and Michael already signed it too. Both of you are going to get an email saying that the documents have been signed. All right. And you're going to be able to download the documents. All right. So the agent is going to receive an email allowing him to download the document, and the buyer is going to receive an email allowing him to download the document as well. All right. We can find the documents inside of Form Simplicity by going to our active transactions. All right, so here we are inside of Form Simplicity. There's my active transaction. Let's go ahead and click on that one right there. And then underneath files, all right, it's not here yet. It will be here. I promise you. You will see all of the signed documents. All right, so it's not here yet. Let's go ahead and click on refresh. And let's see if we receive this. And there it is. All right, there it is. So received from digital signing service, the as is contract. Received from digital signing service, the lead-based paint disclosure, and then received from the digital signing service, the COA. This is your certificate of authenticity. All right, I'm going to open that one. I want to show it to you guys. This is going to label the IP address in which the signatures were created. So in essence, the address of the computer of your buyer. All right, it's also going to have the time and date that the contract was electronically signed. So if there's ever any question of the legality of this e-signature, you have it right here. Let's go ahead and click on the back button. And let's open up now the actual contract itself, and you should see all the initials filled out, and of course, the signature as well. Let's take a look here. We have our agent's initials, and then we have our buyer's initials. At the very bottom of every form, you are going to have a session ID. Once again, saying this was electronically signed using eSign online. All right, so those of you that have used DocuSign, you've used other systems like Dotloop, this is very similar. It's eSign, and it's through Form Simplicity from your Florida Realtors. All right, guys, so let me go back to the transaction. And then, of course, from here, you do have the signed document through your email. You can download the PDF and then present your offer to the listing agent, or you have it also inside of Form Simplicity, and you can download it from here as well. All right, so using this system through Form Simplicity is very simple. I want you guys to see the difference between one and the other. So you see you have your forms here, and then you have your files. These are your originals. These are the ones that do not contain any signatures at all. And then under files are the ones that are going to have your e-signatures. Let's say someone sends you a form and you want to upload it into your transaction. It's very simple, guys. Underneath files, you're going to go ahead and click on upload file, allowing you to upload the file from your computer. All right. So once you have the executed contract in your hands and it's in your computer, just come over here, click on upload files, and upload your executed contract. Okay. Now you want to use Form Simplicity to share files with your brokerage, or maybe to share files with the lender or the title company or anyone. And you guys can simply do this by selecting the file that you want to share. Okay. And then you want to come over here and you want to collaborate, right? So this is very simple. You're going to click on collaboration. You're going to click on collaborate right there. You're going to put in the email address of the person that you like to collaborate with. So said lender or title company, whoever that may be, you're going to put in their email address, right? And then you're going to put in here a subject, all right? Access to contract. Put in a message if you'd like, and then let's go ahead and click on send collaboration link. All right, and the person's name, of course, is, John Smith, right? And let's click on create. All right, so there it is, right? Now you see over here where it says documents, you're gonna click on manage, and we're gonna give John Smith access to, from my files, not my original forms, but my files, the signed document right there. All right, we're gonna give him access. That's all we have to do, guys. All right. And then you see on the right-hand side, there is enabled right now and disabled. All right, so at any time you want to disable their access to the shared file, all you need to do is click on disable. So let's test this out, guys. Let's go over here to my email. I am, once again, the person receiving it. So right here it says access to contract, and pretending I am the lender, right? And I received this from the agent, and then you click here, it's going to give you access to the contract. Now watch this, folks. I come back over here to Form Simplicity. All right. And I'm going to disable this link, right? We're going to disable this link. Now the person clicks on the link, and guess what? They do not have access to any files anymore. All right, coming back over here to the transaction, I'm going to go ahead and enable the link again, but this time I'm going to add a few more files, right? Now, when the person goes back to the link, they're going to click here, and now they're going to have access to the 3 files that I just shared. So it's like a cloud-based system where you can allow access to files without necessarily emailing these files through PDF. Okay, the access to the files is very simple. They are not able to change the files. They're not able to write on the file. They're only able to download the file. They're able to view it and they're able to download the file. All right, they have the option up here, open file, print file, and download file. They will not be able to make any changes. So it's a really cool feature Form Simplicity provides us, so we can share our files with anyone. All right, of course, you need to add them yourself. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go back over here. Let me close out some of my windows before I get too confused here in what I'm doing. All right. And let's open up Form Simplicity once again. All right, so I'm opening Form Simplicity once again. I'm going to open up that transaction here. And in the event that you wanted to share this with anyone from your office, you guys can create a team. All right, that's very simple. So right over here, you have transaction participants, you have task e-signing collaboration. All right, and then any of these files here, you guys can pretty much share with your broker. All right, and you can share with a team as well. So you see right here where it says shared transactions. All right, I am currently not sharing this transaction, but if I wanted to share it from your homepage, from your transactions, you see over here the little share option. You can come here and you can create a team. So when you create, you're going to name the team and then add the team member. And let's say you wanted to add 3 people, you can, and you can add permissions and then create a team. This way you are sharing your entire transaction with the team members. Now, guys, keep in mind your broker does have access to your transaction. So in reality, you don't have to share your transaction with your broker. When they go into their broker dashboard, they have access to all of your transactions. So if I go here to my broker dashboard, I will see all of my agents and I will see all of their transactions and I can go in there and access your transactions. All right, so there's no need for you to share your transaction with your broker. If you need your broker to review a form, just send them a quick text message. Hey, broker, can you review this contract that I am doing? They'll log into their system and review it for you. Okay. All right, so in essence, this was a quick and easy presentation on how to use Form Simplicity. I hope that you found it helpful and that you can continue using your contracts, everything paperless. Let's save time. Let's use our paperless transactions and let's all be very successful in our real estate industry. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope, once again, that you enjoyed it. And until the next time, have a great day, everyone.